Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Mid-Cap Radar. Parag Milk is the stock on our radar. Saw muted performance in the fourth quarter. The net profit was also impacted by tax expense versus tax credit. But to get in more details and the internals, Mangalam is joining us now. Mangalam.
Well, you said it. There was muted performance that came in for Parag Milk this time around, but not enough to tell you that there is a 12% decline in the stock price. There is, a concern in the details. What is that? The net profit, of course, was impacted by higher tax expense versus tax credit. You look at the revenues down about 1.5%, EBITDA down 2%. Margins were largely maintained year on year, and the net profit was a big decline. But if you look at the performance quarter on quarter, on a decline of about 1.3% of the revenue, the EBITDA has fallen 42% and the margins have come off by around 320 basis points. That's also exacerbated by seasonality because, of course, third quarter would have higher sales of value-added products and sweets, etc. Gross margins for the company, while they've increased year on year, there's been a decline of almost 230 basis points quarter on quarter. And that leads to the most important point, which is milk prices per litre. Milk procurement prices for the industry have been rather benign for the last 3 or 4 quarters, from close to around 39 rupees in the fourth quarter last year. It came down all the way to 32.2. But for the first time in the last many quarters, we've seen a bit of an increase in milk procurement prices. And that is where the street's concern is. Why is that? Because the company said that, over the last few quarters, milk procurement prices have been benign, but now we expect an upward bias. And dairy products obviously have the cycle of almost a year, a little more than that. Does that mean that, the dairy cycle is turning once again? If you look at all these dairy players, they've done extremely well over the last 4 quarters because of lower milk procurement prices, and as a result of which their gross margins and EBITDA margins expanded as well. Parag Milk itself is up 80% in the last 12 months. So with the cycle turning once again, could one expect margin compression to play by over the next few quarters or not, is the big question. And taking note from Parag Milk's performance itself, we've seen a decline in the names like Dodla Dairy, etc. as well. These stocks usually move in tandem, so keep an eye out on the dairy stocks, not from this quarter, but from the next few quarters standpoint.
Thank you so much for that. Mangalam stock under significant pressure on the back of this muted set of numbers. But the next stock